8 has been out for a decade now, and if Nintendo don't get Mario Kart 9 right, it could destroy the series as we know it. And with the game undoubtedly being the best version of the formula, is Mario Kart 9 gonna do enough to make it a success? Today, I'm gonna go over a bunch of additions, from characters to tracks, items to mechanics, that would make Mario Kart 9 the best in the series. And there's one massive thing at the end of this video that nobody is talking about, and it's not Balloon Mario. This is from a real Mario game. So let's start with characters. With each new installment in the franchise, we get more and more characters, with 8 Deluxe having 40. Now that is a pretty good number, but I want more. Non-Mario characters. Mario Kart DS saw the first non-Mario character in a Mario Kart game with Rob the Robot. Weird choice. I say that's unless you don't count the arcade machines that had Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and Blinky? Okay, so who wants to play as Blinky then? Yep, that's what I thought. Literally nobody. I think we're going to see a rise in non-Mario characters as it becomes more of kind of a Smash Bros situation, which means it won't be long until we see Minecraft Steve in Mario Kart. In a minecart, I assume. So, what non-Mario characters would I like to see? I'd quite like to see Captain Falcon, as we already have an F-Zero track with Big Blue. I feel like Captain Olimar from Pikmin would fit right in as well. You know, he could be in his little cart and the Pikmin could be chasing behind him, or maybe even be in the cart with him. And Ness, he could just shout PK Fire on every race, on every cup, for the rest of eternity. On second thoughts, let's not do that. The list of non-Mario characters that could join the game is literally endless. Anyone from the Smash Bros roster would just fit right in. So I think trying to predict which non-Mario characters we're gonna get is pretty impossible. The sky's the limit with this one. We could get one of the most popular Nintendo characters in the next Mario Kart game. Like Shulk. Mario characters. But what about Mario characters that are missing from 8 Deluxe? Well, I'd love to see Monty Mole, because I mean, just look at him. If you pick anyone else in Mario Party, you're just wrong. It'd be super cool to see Honey Queen back from Mario Kart 7, because she was such a wild choice to have in Mario Kart 7 to start with. I mean, look at her in her cart. She is way too big for that thing. It's great. And I'd also really like to see the Broodlings from Mario Odyssey. I'm also just learning right now that they're called the Broodlings. I've just been calling them the rabbit things, even though I've literally completed the game 4 times. Now, what we all really want to happen is a Smash Bros situation where they just say, you know what? Everyone from every Mario Kart game is in this game. And that sounds great, doesn't it? Wrong. That would mean they'd have to add the 144 characters in the mobile game Mario Kart Tour. And if you're not familiar with this game, neither is anybody else. Some of the characters from this game are insane. For instance, Santa Bowser, Hiker Wario, and probably my new favourite Mario character of all time, Bus Driver Waluigi. I'm not making this up. If this man is driving your bus, do not get on that bus. Tracks. Much like characters, with each new game we've got a bigger selection of tracks, with Mario Deluxe having 96 tracks in it. I'd love it if we got to keep all of those 96 tracks. Actually, no, on second thoughts, get rid of Baby Park. So 95 tracks to start with. New Mario tracks. New Donk City would be a great location for a Mario Kart track. Weaving in and out of the tight streets like on Delfino Square, avoiding all the taxis like in buses on Toad's Turnpike, and an updated version of the musical theme. Oh my god, it would be perfection. And extra points if the weird normal looking humans from New Donk City are on the track somewhere. Why are they so much taller than Mario? Is Mario not human? Another kingdom that would make a great track for Mario Odyssey is the Cap Kingdom. Its cool black and white aesthetic would look awesome in Mario Kart and would really stand out from all the other tracks. Like in Mario Odyssey, maybe clouds could cover like secret pathways on the track or shortcuts, and as you drive through them, the clouds dissipate like in the game. Look, it may not be the biggest kingdom in Mario Odyssey, but it's definitely one of the most visually striking. Also, why don't we have a good Mario Galaxy track? You'd think with Mario Kart 8's gimmick being zero gravity, we'd have a really good Mario Galaxy track by now. We are spoilt for choice. There are so many good worlds in the first and second game. I'd love to see one based on Starship Mario from Mario Galaxy 2. Maybe we drive around the head-shaped ship. That is So hard to say. Oh my God. Head-shaped ship. Try and say head-shaped ship. Try and say that. That's really difficult. And then using a star to launch yourself into some of the other worlds from Mario Galaxy as a sort of best of the Mario Galaxy games in one track. Get some Honey Hop Galaxy, some Gold Leaf Galaxy, some Puzzle Plank Galaxy, and maybe even utilize some of the puzzles from that galaxy. That would be so cool. Or just the most frustrating thing in Mario Kart, which would just be hilarious. Retro tracks. There's a bunch of retro tracks that just didn't return for Mario Kart 8. And I think I speak for everyone here when I say we need Toad's Factory back. It was one of the best tracks on the Wii with its incredible soundtrack, its brilliant jumps over all that mud, and the theming of it being where the item boxes are made. It's just absolute perfection. Come on, Nintendo, give my boy Toad the love he deserves, because he's pretty great. I'd also really love to see Woohoo Loop back from Mario Kart 7, which is Woohoo Island from Wii Sports Resort, but as a Mario Kart track. Any chance to get more Woohoo Island, I'm gonna take. It just oozes so much character and it's so nostalgic to me. Extra points if we can glide into the volcano like we all used to do on Wii Sports Resort. I think that would just complete me as a person. Other Nintendo themed tracks. I would love to see a Pikmin track. Imagine your carts get shrunk
down and you have to avoid like big bugs and leaves.
Oh, it would just be amazing. But much like I said with the characters, non-Nintendo tracks, it's very up in the air. We could literally get anything, like a Xenoblade track with a Xenoblade on it and Shulk. As you can tell, I'm a massive Xenoblade fan. Once again, let's be honest, we just want them to do a Smash Bros. And say every single Mario Kart track is in the game. It literally couldn't get any better than that, and there can't be that many Mario Kart tracks, so how hard could it be? There's 170 tracks. That's a lot of tracks. Actually, no, we've been waiting literally a decade for this, Nintendo, so if you don't do this, I'm gonna be really angry at you. So will everyone else. You've had all this time, but please don't put Baby Park in there. Thanks. Items. Items are the difference in Mario Kart between first place and your Switch being snapped in half on the floor because you've been hit by a blue shell and then a red shell immediately afterwards. Come on, Nintendo. Give me a break. Items to bring back. The Mega Mushroom. It's not very practical. It's not even very good. But I just love it for some reason. There's just something about being a massive version of your character, squishing all your friends as you drive past them. It's just fun. However, maybe in this new Mario Kart, there's certain pathways that you can only get to by like smashing through a wall with the Mega Mushroom, like Kool-Aid Man style. I think this would be a really cool way to make this pretty useless item a little bit more useful. And also, Big Toad. It's just kind of funny to me. I'd also love to see the Super Leaf back, even though it kind of functioned as like a just worse piranha plant. But like the Mega Mushroom, maybe we can give it some functionality. Maybe when you get it, you turn into Tanuki Mario and you can fly to a new route on the track that leads you to a shortcut maybe. This could also be achieved with the Propeller Mushroom. Actually, you know what? Let's go for that, because Tanuki Mario really creeps me out. New items! On the same theme as the last two, I'd love the bell to be added to this game, allowing the driver to turn into the cat version of themselves, and maybe the functionality could be that they could climb a wall to find a new route on the track. However, the only issue with this is that I would be deeply disturbed by Cat Donkey Kong. It's just not something I want to see. The Ice Flower is my next pick for items that I'd just love to see. This one's pretty simple. Works like the Fire Flower, but it freezes your opponents. And maybe like in Crash Team Racing, when you have a TNT box stuck on your head, you have to jump up and down to break out of an ice cube, maybe? I think it would also be cool that if you missed a player and hit the ground, that patch of ground became icy. It would be cool if that piece of iced up ground became slightly slippy and could break anyone's continuous drift when driving over it. Finally, the last item that I would love to see in this new game is the Double Cherry. In Mario 3D World, the Double Cherry clones Mario, and in Mario Kart, I'd want it to do the exact same thing. This would mean that projectile items would hit your clone first, and you'd be safe, unless it's a blue shell. And then everyone's just dead, I guess. Mechanics. This has been a bit of a theme in this video. The main mechanic I would love to see is different routes on different raceways. I'd love if every track had different ways to approach it, whether that's using items to smash through walls to get to shortcuts, or like the gravity mechanic, maybe going into an off-road section where your kart gets off-road wheels and it's like slightly slippier. I can see it now. Tiny Toad in his massive 4x4. Just a great image, isn't it? This would make the game a whole lot more tactical, picking and choosing which way to go based on your kart build, maybe. Maybe you've got a kart that's better off-road. Maybe you've got a kart that's better on the road. Maybe you've got a kart that is better in the sky. I'd also love to see a track change in mechanics, so every lap, maybe something happens. A log falls over one of the shortcuts. One of the off-road sections I was talking about earlier dries up and becomes a normal road section. We've already kind of got something like this, but on a smaller scale in Mario Kart Wii with Grumble Volcano. Each time you go around the track, more and more of the track has fallen into the volcano, but I want to take this to the next level. In my head, I imagine the Lego Star Wars pod racing level where each lap something changes on the course. Is that a really niche reference? When did that game come out? 2005. Oh my god, that was almost 20 years ago. Yeah, none of you are going to get that. It'd be even cooler if something like that randomized, so each time you played the track, a different event would happen. Another way I'd like to use this multiple route system is with coins. So if you had 10 coins, maybe there's a route you can take that would take 5 coins off you, meaning that your kart is now slower, but the route you're taking might be shorter. This adds some real strategy to Mario Kart and adds such massive replayability value. And while we're talking about coins, wouldn't it be interesting if coins had a direct link to how powerful your items were? Like in Crash Team Racing, or even, weirdly, Lego Racers 2? Anyone? No, it's just another one of my incredibly niche references. When did that one come out? 2001. Amazing. I had just been born. Well, basically, in Lego Racers 2, every time you collect an item box, you make the power-up you get go to its next stage, with each power-up having 3 different power stages. This would give some strategy to the items, like if I'm in second place and want to get to first, do I use my shell now, or do I get another item box and make the item more powerful, or maybe even more likely to hit? I really do believe that this would open a whole new way to play Mario Kart with items. And it would also open up a whole new way to really annoy your friends. And at the end of the day, isn't that what Mario Kart's all about? And the phone only mechanic is just a little thing that I want tweaked. Blocking with items. It's just way too easy. All you have to do is hold a shell or banana behind you and bam, you're never getting hit. Unless it's a blue shell and then you're just dead again. It'd be really cool if there was some sort of timing system, so you had to throw the item at the right time to block it. If it was done right, this could be really fun. But if it was done wrong, it could genuinely ruin Mario Kart. So, Nintendo, why not take the gamble? It's not like you've ever made any mistakes before. Oh. Yeah, I forgot about them. A story mode. This is just something that the mainline Mario Karts have been lacking for far too long. Other racing games like Crash Team Racing have full story modes with big hub worlds to explore and loads of bosses. So why is this missing from Mario Kart? Each hub world could represent one of the cups, and each boss could be one of the bosses from one of the mainline Mario games. This would add so much more replayability to the game, and would mean that I'm not just playing the Grand Prix for possibly another 10 years. I will be 33 then, playing the same goddamn tracks. The bonus point. Okay, so you've made it this far. Here's a gold star. You can keep that one. The secret bonus point that I've heard nobody talk about is that if the Switch 2 has a gimmick itself, we can 100% count on Mario Kart taking advantage of it. Whether that be for good, or most likely, for bad. We had it with the Wii motion controls and on the DS in battle mode where you had to blow into the mic to get your balloons back. Or if you're a 10-year-old me, just shouted really loudly into the microphone. Now I have no idea what this gimmick could be, and there might not be a gimmick at all. But this is Nintendo. They will add a gimmick to a console even if it kills them. Wii U. This Mario Kart game could make or break this franchise. 10 years is a long time, and the hype surrounding it is so huge. Hopefully, if Nintendo just had a couple of the things that I went over today, this could be the best Mario Kart game so far. So we'll just have to see what happens when the Switch 2 releases. And if you want to know more about that, go check out the video here. Go on. Click on it. Do it.